Hello everyone, welcome back once again to Priyan classes. This is my fourth video on the same topic of probability. Earlier in the first two videos, I have given you the concepts about how to deal with the probability, what is probability or how to calculate the probability in different cases. The third video that I have done was with some specific questions, some selected questions. Some of the questions which I had been selected earlier were left out in the third video for the paucity of time. So now I am giving you this fourth video. Once again, this is to deal with some different kinds of problems. For this, I will be giving you again. I have selected some questions and I will explain you how to solve such type of questions. Okay, so now this is the first question. Actually, I am writing it as question number 5 because 4 questions I have already discussed in my previous video. So this is the fifth. The fifth question is a question which requires some kinds of understanding of the problems. Now, what is it is that A and B are independent events. If A and B are independent events, what does it mean? That occurrence of A is not affecting the occurrence of B. Similarly, occurrence of B is not affecting the occurrence of A. Why? Suppose that you have got a bag. This is containing 4 red balls and 4 black balls. If you are picking out a ball, suppose that A is getting a red ball and B is getting a white ball, or sorry, black ball. Okay, so if I am picking the balls after replacing the ball, means after putting the ball, one ball is taken out. Okay, suppose the whatever its color, it is now again put back. Then you take out the second ball. So whatever is the color of the first ball, it is not going to affect the occurrence what will be the color in the second ball, because without putting back, if you are not putting back, your sample space will be reduced. But if you are putting back the ball, that means sample space is not reduced. So both events are independent events. So in such kinds of events, what do we mean? It is given that probability of A is X and probability of B is Y. In that case, now what will be the meaning of X multiplied by Y? This question is not involving any type of calculation. I am just giving you the meaning of these things. If X and Y both are happening, as I have told you, when the word comes and, that means the probability, even permutation or combination, it was to be multiplied. So similarly, if the probability is multiplied, that means both A and B are occurring. So what does it means? That this is the probability of occurrence of both A and B. Okay. So there are two events, A and B, both are occurring. Then the final probability will be just X multiplied by Y. The second case is saying 1 minus X multiplied by, what do you mean by 1 minus X? Remember, in this case, 1 minus X means it is X bar, or probability of A bar. That means probability of non-occurrence of A. Okay, 1 minus X represents, if X is representing probability of occurrence of A, then 1 minus X will be representing probability of non-occurrence of A. So if it is 1 minus X multiplied by Y, that means what I am saying is 1 minus A is not occurring, but B is occurring. So this is what probability of occurrence of A, non-occurrence of A and occurrence of B. That means A is not occurring, but B is occurring. This is one condition. Now the third one, that is 1 minus X minus Y. What is? First you understand this part. See, what are the conditions? Either both A and B will be occurring. The second condition with A is occurring, B is not occurring. Third will be A is not occurring, B is occurring. And the fourth condition is none of them is occurring. So what is the none of them occurring? That is 1 minus x. A is not occurring, B is not occurring. So this is 1 minus x, 1 minus y. And when I take both of them, then what does it mean? That means it is not that both of them are not occurring. At least one of them is occurring. Either both are favorable, or A is favorable, B is not favorable, or A is not favorable, B is favorable. But the condition that both of them are not favorable has been negated. So I am getting that at least one of them should be occurring. So this means probability of occurrence of at least one of A or B. This is what? Probability of occurrence of at least one. So this is why I am dealing this question is, it will explain to you how to analyze the question. Okay, how to analyze or how to give your thoughts for the question. Now the last question is x plus y minus 2xy. What does this mean? Just change it. What is x plus y minus 2xy? I can write it as x minus xy plus y minus xy. Okay, so this will what? X 1 minus y plus y into 1 minus x. So what it is saying? There are two things which has been added. So either this is happening or this is happening. Okay, if either this is happening or this is happening, that is why I have used the plus sign between them. But in this two, what is this? This says that A is happening, B is not happening. X is favorable, A is getting favorable condition, B is not getting favorable. The second thing, B is occurring and A is not occurring. So what does it mean? If A is coming, B is not coming. If B is coming, A is not coming. That means the meaning of this is probability of occurrence of exactly one of A and B. Means any one of them is only occurring. Okay, this is the understanding of the question or analysis of the question, how you can analyze a question in this. Now I am going for the next question. So the next question is, you see, it is a very typical type of question. A and B throw a pair of dice alternatively. Means first A will be throwing, then B, then A, then B, and the process will be going on. Now how the game will be decided? Okay, A wins the game if he gets a total of 7. Okay, the moment A gets 7, game is over, he will win. If A is not getting a total of 7, then B will get a chance to throw the dice. Okay, now if B gets a total of 10, then he wins, and if he is not getting 10, then again A will be getting a chance. So this cycle will be going on, and no one knows at which level the game will be over. Okay, now in that case, if you have to find out, okay, this question says find the probability that B wins, you can get the question for A also, you can get the question for B also. Okay, so in these cases, how to find out? Because you see, if the what is the probability? Your required probability is that either A wins. See, What will be the sequence of games? A is starting, so either A wins. If he gets 7, he will be winning. If it is not getting 7, that means he is not getting 7, and then B wins. But if B is again not getting 10, then A will be getting another chance. Okay. Again, if A is not winning, then B will again get a chance. That will be A is not winning, and then B is winning. So this will continue till one of them win the game. Okay. So how to find out such type of probability? If I have to find out probability of, this is what probability of A winning the game. If you want to find out probability of B winning the game, this is what A winning. Okay. Now if I have to find out probability if B wins, that means A has to lose first and then B wins. If not, then probability of, actually this is not, this should not be there. This is for this, that A wins, then B also loses, then A gets a second chance. Similarly, A loses, B loses, C loses, and again this will lose, and then A will be getting the third chance. In this case, what will happen? A loses, then B wins. If B is losing, once again losing, then A will be losing, and then B will be getting the second chance, and this will be going on. So how to find out such probability? So this case, first I have to find out what is the probability of A. Okay, now for A, what is the favorable event? For A, the favorable cases are, what will be? There are 2 dice. You have to get the sum 7. So either you get 3-4 or you get 4-3. Either you get 2-5 or you get 5-2. Either you get 1-6 or you get 6-1. Is there any other case possible? No. So there are 6 cases. And what will be the sample space? That is all cases. First die can show up 6 faces, and second die can also show up 6 faces. So number of sample spaces will be 36. So what will be the probability of A if he wins in the first chance? The probability of A will be 6. This is your 6 cases. So it will be 6 over 36. So this is what? 1/6. Okay. Similarly for B, favorable cases. What are the favorable cases? B has to get a total of 10. So if one of the dice shows 1, will it be a total of 10? No, because 1 and the second die can show a maximum number of 6. So 1 plus 6 is 7 only. So we can do, if we have to find out, then either you get 5-5 on both dice, or you can get 4-6 or 6-4. Then nothing, no combination with 3 at one of the dice. So this is the thing. So probability of B will be, sample space will be same. This will be 3/36, or I can say it as 1/18. Okay, 3/36, or anything else can be possible? No. Okay. Now what happens? So these are the PA and PB. Now as I told you, if A has to win, then how will we find out? So for that, now probability of, though the question is saying that we have to find out the probability of B winning the game, but I will calculate, or I will show you how to calculate for both of them. Okay, first I will find out if probability of A winning. How will you find out? As I have told you earlier, either A wins in the first chance, or he will be losing in the first chance, B will also lose, and then A will be winning the second chance. Similarly, A loses, B loses, then if A again loses, then B again loses, and then A wins in the third chance, and this will go on. So this will what? What was A winning the game? That was 1 by 6. Plus, if it is A 1 by 6, then what is A bar? That is 1 minus 1 by 6. Okay, A not winning. So this will be 1 minus 1 by 6. So this will be 5 over 6 multiplied by then B. B not winning was 1 by 18. Okay, B not winning the game was 1 by 18. So B not winning will be 17 by 18. Okay, 1 by 18 or 1 by 12 it was? It should be 1 by 12, I think. It was 3 by 36 now, so it will be 1 by 12. So sorry, I'm sorry, just change in the previous part of this. It was not 1 by 18, it should be 1 by 12. So it will be now 11 by 12. Okay, similarly, and then A wins, so now 1 by 6 plus again 5 by 6 multiplied by 11 by 12. A again loses, so 5 over 6. Then B again loses, 1 by 11 by 12, and then A wins. This goes on. Okay, if I get 1 by 6 common, what you get? 1 by 6, last 1 by 6 has been taken. So these two, this is what? 5 into 11 by 6, that is 55 over 72. Okay, plus again you have got same thing 2 times, so 55 over 72 square. Okay, sorry, there is 1 plus also, 1 plus 55 by 72, 55 by 72 whole square, and so on. So now just remember the geometric progression. In geometric progression, what you had was that A plus AR square, A into R plus AR square, and so on up to infinity. What was the total? This total was calculated to be A over 1 minus R. Just remember this formula from geometric progression, where A is the first term and R is the common ratio. In this case, what you are getting, 1 as the first term and 55 by 72 is the common ratio that is being multiplied to all, and it is the process going up to infinity. So this will be, by using the same formula, this will be 1 by 6 multiplied by 1 upon 1 minus 55 over 72. Okay. Okay. So now using this, I can do it like it was 1 by 6 multiplied by 1 upon 1 minus 55 over 72. So it can be written as 1 by 6 multiplied by 72 divided by 72 minus 55. Okay. And this is what 1 by 6 into 72 divided by, if you subtract it, what you get? 12 minus 5, 7, then 6 minus 5, 1, 17. So this is what? So your answer is 12 over 70. Okay. This is the probability of A winning the game. Now you have to find out probability of B winning the game. Okay. Either you can find out just if A is not winning, that means B is winning. So just 1 minus 12 by 17, that is 5 by 17. Or you can calculate by this way also. Let me do by that way. That means probability of B winning. What will be? First case, A loses, then B gets the chance. Then A loses, B also loses, suppose that, then A again loses and then B gets the chance, and this goes on. So what this is actually, A losing the game is 5 by 6. B winning the game is, what was B winning the game? That was 1 by 12. Okay, plus A losing 5 by 6, B losing, that is 11 by 12, multiplied by again A losing and then B winning. What I will do? I will take out once again the common factor. That common factor is 5 by 6 and 1 by 12. So if I take out 5 by 6 into 1 by 12, I get inside the bracket once again 1 plus, this will the product of these, that is 55 over 72 plus 55 over 72 square and so on. So once again I am getting the same thing, 5 by 6 into 1 by 12, okay, multiplied by 1 by 1 minus 55 by 72, or 5 by 6 into 1 by 12 into 72 by, what was 72 minus 55? That was 17. Okay, so now cancel out 12, 6, and this 6 and 6 gets cancelled. So what the result is? 5 by 17, as I told you. If A is winning, then it was 12 by 17. And if B is winning, then 5 by 17, total is 1. So either A will be winning or B will be winning. This is the way to do this type of question. Now I am proceeding on to the next question. Okay, so now this is third question, which is based on the question of total probability, where you have to find out conditional as well as total probability. The question is saying that there is a man, he says truth only 3 out of 4 times. That means, what does it mean from the first line? It means that the probability of the man saying truth is 3 by 4. Okay, he is saying 3 times he is saying truth, and 4th time he is saying a lie. Okay, so probability of his saying truth is 3 by 4. First thing. The second thing, he is throwing a dice, and after the die, whatever he is getting, he says that it is a 6. Now what is the probability that it is actually a 6? Now see, there are 2 things. First thing, whether it is actually 6 or not. Second thing, whether the person is saying truth or a lie. So for this case, I will find out what the question is saying, that he is actually, you have to find the probability that it is actually a 6. Okay, so I will take 2 events. Suppose that I take event 1 as 6 occurs, and E2 as 6 does not occur. Okay, 6 is coming or 6 not coming, and I will take another thing that man says that it is a 6. Okay, man says that it is a 6. So what I have to find out? What is my required condition? He is saying that it is a 6. On the condition that it is a 6, 6 is occurring. So what I have to find out? I have to find out P E1 oblique A. This is my requirement. Okay, my requirement is P E1, that 6 is occurring on the condition that the man is saying it is a 6. Okay, now what is probability of A? That you can understand. What is this? I am rubbing just now. Now what will be the probability of A? That man says it is a 6. What is the probability? That is either he is wrong or I can't say what is this. So it will be 3 by 4. Similarly, okay, but this will be if he is saying the truth and 6 is occurring. So instead of using this, what I say, probability of he is saying that it is a 6 and 6 occurs. 6 has occurred and he is saying that it is a 6. That means he is saying the truth. Okay, probability of A when E1 has occurred and he says 6 has occurred, that means 6 has occurred and he is saying it is a 6, that means he is saying the truth, and this probability is 3 by 4. Similarly, probability of A with E2 means 6 has not occurred and he is saying that 6 has occurred. Okay, it is given that probability that he is not occurred, then what is the probability that he will say that he is 6? Because in how many cases he is lying, he is not saying the truth, that is 1 by 4. There is one more thing. You see, these E1 and E2, these are mutually exclusive. First thing, either 6 will be occurring or 6 will not be occurring. Okay, and also these are exhaustive events. There is no either 6 occurs or 6 not occurs. There is no other possibility. Okay, even if it is getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, that means 6 is not occurring. So these two events are mutually exclusive as well as exhaustive events. I have calculated these two. So what will be my requirement? My requirement was P E1 when he is saying that it is actually 6. This condition has been given and you have to find out that it is actually 6. So what is the condition? What was the in case of mutually exclusive and exhaustive events? The formula, just remember, it was P of E1 multiplied by P of A when E1. Okay. Similarly, it is denominator, it will be P1 multiplied by P A over E1 plus P E2 multiplied by P A over E2. Good. Now P A oblique E1, A on the condition that E1 has occurred, that I have found out. And what is P A1? 6 occurs, that is as usual, it is 1 by 5. Sorry, 1 by 6. E1 occurs in a throw of dice, that is 6. So P not occurring is 5 by 6. That is okay. So my condition will be now is P E1 when A has occurred, that is P of E1. P of E1 is 1 by 6 multiplied by E1 when A has already occurred. What was that? Truth, that was 3 by 4. Okay. Now this is 1 by 6 into 3 by 4 plus E2, that is 6 is not occurring, that is 5 by 6 multiplied by telling a lie 1 by 4. Rest is only your calculation work that you can do on yourself. Okay, so these are some of the conditions that you have to do. With then I think I should give a break to this question answer sessions. Now it is up to you. If you are having any problem, I expect that you must have subscribed to my channel. Even if you are having any problem or any doubt on this, please share your doubts on my channel so that I can address all your problems or in my upcoming videos. So obviously for that you will have to subscribe my channel, you will have to press the bell icon so that you can get the notifications whenever I give you the solution to your problems, whatever it is. So with this I'm coming to the end of this chapter of probability. So my next video will be on some other chapter. Okay, so till then, goodbye.